and I'm gonna.
Sorry, I forgot to hit record at the beginning.
It's it's okay. And that, in addition, this is our marketing strategy. So basically, what I would do is we condition your home, get it ready for the market. We do come up with a pricing strategy to increase the sell your home for the most money. I would help you identify active buyers on the market that are currently looking for a home like yours. We do the open house marketing, high quality. We take high quality photos, video, and video tours. We will blast this home once it hits the market to thousands of agents, and we do the Realty One Group enhanced marketing as well with professional signage, and it also goes into Listing Hub, which is an international platform that Realty One uses to market this home to international buyers as well. Now, if you decide to go with the easy offer bidding platform, you will get all that as well. So, but it's optional to go with the easy platform. And now let's talk about how they determine the pricing of the house. As you know, the location, condition of the property, strategy, negotiations, the economy, the supply and demand all plays a role on this on the pricing your home. So therefore, when you price the home, it's very important that you don't overprice it, or what you actually want to do is you want to, especially you're going to use the EC platform, you want to underprice it just a bit, just to create that excitement for the buyers. Okay. Now, if you, I'm going to give an example. So the home is for 742,000. I recommend you going to 668, just about 10% below, and that will create essentially a bidding war. It's almost like going to a Black Friday event. You know, everybody fighting for that one item. You know, so that creates that demand. You basically create that demand for the house. The other thing that you have to be aware of is that typically the first 2 weeks is the highest, the most that you're gonna get, the most showings you're gonna get once it hits the market. You don't want to overprice it for the other reason also, because if you overprice it, it's gonna end up going weeks and weeks, and that's what becomes a stale listing, and people lose the interest in that house. That's why pricing is important to get that 2 week excitement on the home, and be able to get more offers on it. Now, one other thing that I want to show you is just to give you a perspective of what is going on the market. So, for example, right here you got 66 inventory, and this is an area, again, an example, but right now it's still showing a strong seller's market. And so I don't know if you can see that, I don't think, but so that's also one of the reasons why you want to price your market strategically and not overpricing it, because you're still in a strong market. So most likely the buyers that you're going to have, they're going to be more interested in that. If you list at 10% below, you'll get more activity on the market, and that's what you want. We want to aim for about 50 to 100 showings at the beginning of the first 2 weeks to create that demand for your home. And again, first impressions do make a big difference. So you do want to have a good curb appeal on your home. So when you have a good curb appeal, then customers are more likely to want to see the inside of your home. If they don't like the curb appeal of your home, they most likely will go to the next home on their list when they're buying the home, when they're searching. And therefore, having a good stage company or staging your home to make it look more presentable. Once they get the inside of the home, they want to create the aha moment and get those buyers interested in the home as well. Now, the other thing that I do is also use the power of social media. As you can see from this chart, this only 9% of the agencies currently use video marketing. So based on that, there's a big opportunity for us to present or boost that video once you get in the home gets on the market, boost it like in social media, like Facebook. There's thousands of home buyers looking on Facebook, YouTube, all the social media channels, Instagram, and to get more eyes on your listing. And again, we'll promote it across all my channels that I have, and also for Realty One, and I'll share it with obviously to my agents. Now, let me tell you a little bit about what is the Easy platform does for you, and what options it gives you. Our platform is a hybrid between the traditional real estate sales and a real estate transaction. And the process does work a lot. Not only does it work here, it works across the country. There's over 400 agents using the platform, and they're using many different states. I believe it's 50 states that we're in. So when you do sell your home, you pay us. Sorry, I got thrown off by the notes here. To sell your home, you can sell it. You can sell it with all the benefits of the traditional MLS. Plus, you're also using the platform. So it's like technically you're listed in two places, MLS and also on the Easy Real Estate platform. Yeah, giving you that advantage to be able to sell it for as low as 0% commission. So it does not mean that people just go to MLS and not going to see it on the platform, or vice versa. They're actually going to be all over the place on both platforms as well. And what we do, we typically offer you the 100% transparency. Remember, there's no sale listings when you use the Easy platform. There's no price reductions. There's also no blind for multiple offer situations. So as a buyer's agent, normally what happens, the agent kind of consults with the buyer consults with the agent, asking like, what's the best strategy? How can I get this home with this order platform? It's just fully transparent, so they know exactly how much other buyers are offering for the home, which in turn increases the chances of you getting an overbidding the previous offer. And this is benefits for buyers and buyers as well as sellers. Again, you get full transparency for either one. You get no sale listings for the seller. There's no price reduction, so you don't have to deal with that. And then you also, the most important thing is that you're able to accept, reject, or counter offer any offer that you get. And in return, you make more profit as well. As a buyer's agent, same thing. There's no blind offers. You get full transparency, and all the negotiations are done prior to you accepting the offer. So once the offer gets accepted, it's a totally same situation as a regular MLS listing. Now, some of the steps here, this is what takes place during that transaction with the Easy platform. First week, we'll sign contract, we'll do the staging, take photos, video walkthrough. Second week, the home goes live on the market. We will have a mega open house on that Saturday, and we'll attract as many buyers as we can. Third week, we do the weekly report, the bid-in event. If you haven't got an offer, we have a second open house. And at that point, we can also extend the based on the platform, we can extend another week or two until we get a good offer. And by week 4, the idea is to have the bid-in event finished. And the point we just select two or three buyers that with the most highest offer, and we'll go back again to them to make a final attempt to get a better, highest and best offer from them. And remember, you're still at that point because we're still negotiating. And this is a track record that we have so far with the platform. There's been over $3 million in commissions saved to buyers while selling during the AC platform. Now, this is a screenshot of what it looks like. So you get familiar with it. First of all, both agents and the buyer can make a bidding, but they do have to register. And up here, this when they go, it's very, very easy to use. Basically, just register for the platform. The buyer does have to have a agent representing. Okay, but it's not again. It's very easy for them to do that. Now, before the buyer or agent submits an offer, they have to be pre-approved, and they have to submit the documents, and they do it right here in same page right here. So they submit the proof of funds or pre-qualification. So they have to be qualified to buy the home, which in turn avoids you dealing with buyers that are not qualified. So there are only buyers that will qualify to bid on the home, the amount to bid on the home. Also, they're notified here about the premium, the buyer's premium. So there's no secret, there's nothing hidden in the background that, they will know automatically how much their buyer premium is required from them before they make the submissions. Okay. I'm going to give you some examples also of some homes that sold recently. This is a home sold. Originally was listed at $675. Home was $757, the comparable on that home originally, but again, the pricing below market is the key. So it got listed at $675. We got 29 bids on that home and ended up selling for $781,000. And just to give you a perspective of it, this is another home in a similar area. That home sold for $740,000 as in a regular market, where this one, the end sold price was $820,000. And you might question yourself, why $820,000? Because that includes the premium on the buyer paid. So that's the winning bid plus the premium. So therefore, because $820,000, $50, the buyer is able to submit the premium as part of the loan. Okay, and then this is another home that also different area, but it was listed for $550, a certain bidding price. This one got 33 bids on this home, and then ended up selecting the bid for $613,000. The ending sold price was $648. Again, due because of the premium paid to the platform, and that's it. Am I on mute? Oh,
no, you're good.
Good job, Sal.
Thank you.
Okay. Ryan, what'd you think? Any quick feedbacks?
I got long feedback.
Thank you.
That's fine.
I want to listen to those. Mm-hmm.
All right. First of all, Sal, you're in good company. I was happy to see the Really Do One presentation. It's very familiar and near and dear to my heart. It looks a lot like mine.
Mm-hmm.
You did what I did, basically took what Really Do One Group gave us and then expanded it, merged what we have. So that was good. First off, I'm different, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
I don't normally do the full PowerPoint presentation. Like, I prefer to sit down and speak with the sellers one-on-one, but I will bring a hard a binder with all this
Okay.
printed out just as a reference point because I don't want to lose anyone's interest. It's a lot of slides and people they could zone out and they can miss a lot of important stuff. But if you're looking at them in the eyes, it's kind of hard for them to look away.
Yeah.
So
Mhm.
just to overcome potential for technical difficulties, that's why I like to have the hard copy as a backup.
Hmm.
I'll bring my laptop if they want to go that route, but I like to pull out the hard copy because you don't want to look bad. Like you pull up your laptop and now it's like, oh, it's doing an update. Hold on, I gotta reload everything. Or oh,
Yeah.
what's your Wi-Fi? It's like just something can go wrong and just start you
Hmm.
off on the wrong foot. So just think about overcoming technical difficulties. Um, there is a slide when you were comparing the FISBO and the traditional and the easy.
Mhm.
I
Uh-huh.
would yeah. So I would just like really hit on like, look, we've got this program. We're cherry picking, we're taking the best parts out of the FISBO and the traditional listing. We're gonna save you the fees. You don't have to do that, but you're getting all the best parts of the traditional listing. So just I really hit it home like this is a
Mhm.
great option for you guys. Um, and since I'm really to one group, I know like a lot of our benefits
Right.
really, really hit hard on the fact that, when you list with us, it's going to go out, it's going to get syndicated across over 700 domestic websites and over 60 international websites where it's going to be translated into local language and currency. So that really makes people's ears perk up like, what? I'm like, yeah, your listing is going to be seen in Mexico and be in pesos. It's going to be in
Hmm.
Europe in euros. It's going to be in China in yen. Like I don't speak any of those language, but it's going to spit it out for
Right.
me, and they're going, investors are going to know exactly what they're looking at, and you may be getting a lot of action from around the world. So like we're working hard to make yours like the most visible listing, and I know a lot of other agents and brokers can't offer that. So just really drive home like, oh my God, we've got so much stuff and then we're going to jump into like how we're going to save you money with the easy platform. Um,
Okay.
I thought I really liked the market profile that you did, where you just inserted whoever you're talking to, like the Gilroy thing. That's
Yeah.
great to see like some real time numbers and get their heads wrapped around it. Uh, oh, talk about why you want to get 100 to 150 people through the open house, the eyes. Talk about the
Mhm.
science of the 10%. Um,
Okay.
Explain like, here's a perfect example. I just had my open house this weekend. Um, I had 14 people come through. So what's 10% of that?
Hmm.
One
Science research
1.4.
and
1.4.
benefits.
Yeah, I didn't get a point 0.4 offer, but I got one whole offer. So if we could like bump it up to 100, I'm like, I want those 10 offers for you to choose from. It's just you can't fight the science and the statistics. It's math. Math is science. It's real. It's been proven. This is why we want to bump that number up to give you the best odds. So really, really hit home on that. Um, if you have any examples of social media to show them, like if you could go pull up a page, a listing, a YouTube presentation of something so they can see it, taste it, feel it. I always,
Okay.
if I just have my phone on me, I'll pull up YouTube, like a couple last of my listings so they can just see the quality of the video presentation of what their house could look like. Because like
Okay.
some of the ugliest houses, they look great once it's put some music and the
Yeah.
slideshow. Uh, oh, and talk about just why the buyers would prefer to use Easy because to feel them out, the sellers, if they're familiar with the lawsuit and what's happening, what the changes are going to be. And,
Hmm.
starting August 17th, buyers are going to be on the hook to pay their agents. And
Right.
for most cases, they need to pay that upfront on top of everything. This is an option that we're giving them where it's going to be rolled into their mortgage. They don't have to come up with that upfront. It's going to be just like it was before. It's going to be financed over 30 years. That's going to save them. They don't even have to worry about it. So, this is why buyers are going to want to, instead of a resistance to coming to this platform, like, oh, thank God, this is on the easy platform. I don't have to come up with the down payment or the payment to the my agent.
Right.
And that's all I got other than just like really be enthusiastic and passionate about what you're presenting and like get them excited too.
This is my second time reading it though.
But it's
I
not your
was
second
actually,
time getting a listing,
I,
I'm sure.
no, but I actually read it to my wife, and then she's like, I said, I know that I have to get rid of the stuttering, be more comfortable with it. That's what it is.
Yeah.
One question that I question myself is this guy right here, because, um, that's something that I offer to my buyer and sellers, but I did not know if I should include it in the presentation or not. I just think it gives them peace of mind, because
Yeah.
they get representation, and whether they're going through a short sale, divorce, whatever it is, it'll cover them.
Yeah.
Or you
We have
even mhm.
we have something really similar to that we offer. I just save it as the end, as like a
Okay,
cherry on top. I'm like, oh, and by the way, you're covered. Don't worry. I don't know if you know this. California is a litigious state. We want to protect you. We got you covered. This is included already. Oh, okay.
okay. Now, do you use Ryan, the Real Scout?
What is that?
Real Scout?
No.
No, okay. Um, the reason I asked, because on Real Scout, and that's another question that I had to include in the presentation or not. Real Scout, I can pull up a uh, how many buyers are interested in a home like this,
Hmm.
and it'll give me a number, and I can
Yeah.
syndicate that to any agent on that list.
Hmm.
Just a simple email. Here's a new listing.
Yeah.
Bring your buyers.
Yeah. Definitely,
And
definitely worth mentioning if that's something you offer.
yeah, just because, well, the thing is, I questioned it because it'll tell me. Let me see if I have one. It'll tell me how many buyers, and also just one email shoots out to all the agents. But I didn't know it would have hurt me, because the I don't want the customer, the client, say, well, you're showing me that you have X amount of buyers already, like 200, 2,000 buyers interested in a property like mine. Why
Mhm.
would I lower the price? you know, why not
Yeah.
sell the regular? That's what I was thinking.
Mm.
That was,
Okay. All right, Ryan, thank you very much.
thank you, Ryan.
Sure.
Good job, Sal. Okay.
Thank you, Michelle.
Nina, think you want to
Well,
give?
I don't have a listing presentation to give you today, but generally in outline, I introduce myself, a little bit about my background, my company, both locally and nationwide, worldwide, actually, and some testimonials. I try to really give that to them in advance. And I too have gone to the hard copy with an iPad or a laptop if they choose to see it that way. But I think I like the hard copy better, because if I see they want to go to, they're not interested in some parts of it, well, then I can just skip over it and go to the parts that they are most interested in. Also, a little bit about the process. I live in New Jersey. We have something called the attorney review, which is optional, but we don't discourage anybody from using an attorney. So we have to explain a little bit about that process. And also, wow, I would not be comfortable right now just saying 6% commission or any percent commission without giving a seller options and incorporating the option to pay a buyer's agent or not. And it's going, and honestly, in the most recent market, I haven't had a whole lot of listings that were competitive. They were through past clients. So I'm not certain what everybody else is doing in this regard, but I know I have to present them with options. And I think that the easy platform will be appealing to a certain segment of that population. I also have to offer them cash offers, may be below market value if they are looking to move quickly. And so I've incorporated all that in general, into my listing presentation. And of course, I show them the marketing. I use Ylopo. We do something similar. It's really based not on all the agents, I guess, and Real Scout. It's taking all that data from all the agents and looking to see how many buyers they have. So Ylopo doesn't do that. It's only the buyers that I have already without advertising that property. I can show them that. Of course, the information is blurred out. But it shows how many people I'm currently marketing to, how many people are in that area that I'm marketing to, and that I have exposure to, and that my branding has exposure to. So my dilemma is, I have to work across the whole northern part of New Jersey because we have no listings. So, it's tough. I mean, I have to market that way, and you try not to spread yourself too thin. I'm working with some folks who are an hour and a half away from me. Right now, we're trying to do a cash offer, and I guess through Delio, and that it's going to be hard. They would not be good candidates for the easy offer. It just depends, but it's an option you offer people. For me, I mean, obviously, Sal, you spent a lot of your presentation on easy offer. I'm not going to do it. It's going to be part of what I present. And then if they're interested, then I will have that information where I can show them more about how that works. I can ask them, would you like to see more about how this works? And by the way, I think another important thing is you don't have to accept the offer. You're not bound. I think that's very important to bring out. And if you don't like it, when all is said and done, it's okay. You don't have to accept the offer. You don't have to take the highest offer either. See the prices. There might be an offer that's so compelling to you that is just more important to you than price because of the terms that they're offering. So, I mean, I think I would bring that out as well when I'm discussing it, because I think that would be the fear, especially since you're starting low. I think people would be afraid they'd be stuck on a price that's too low.
Right. Because what I always tell people is that dollars don't make the deals, the terms make the deals.
Yeah.
So, and you're looking at to tell them when I talk to the buyers, that top deal, just because you're getting outbid doesn't mean you're out of the deal, out of the running.
Yeah, I mean, if a house is priced properly, you're going to get multiple offers, and they're going to be above this. And of course, you're starting out very low with easy offers if you're doing it correctly. But then we have to worry about appraisal contingency and that kind of thing. So that all comes into play with the offer. But, we can't get that granular when you're doing a listing presentation.
So what are some reasons that you would promote the Easy Real Estate platform to a client?
I'm sorry, what?
What are some reasons that you would promote
as a great
promote the platform?
As a great option, especially if I have not encountered people that understand or even know about this, what's gone on with the National Association of Realtors and their lawsuit. But for somebody who thinks they're not going to have to pay the buyer's agent, that might be a very compelling offer that I would push a little bit more with them because, hey, it's okay. You don't have to pay anything. But here's how we do it. And I would approach it that way. But it's all based on what that person is, what you're sensing for them. Hopefully they're giving you some feedback when you get to that part of the presentation, which is now let's talk about how we're going to, here's how we're going to market it. Now, let's talk about the price. And that's where I really bring it in. I wouldn't mention it before then. I would talk about all my marketing before then. And then when I get to dealing with the actual fee and price, then I would bring it in then.
Okay. Ryan.
Yes.
Whereabouts in the presentation do you bring in easy?
So I do my regular presentation, everything I've always offered, and then we talk about here's an option for you. This is, a way to address the current NAR lawsuit. If they're not familiar with it, just kind of give them the cliff notes, what some of the benefits are, and then I talk about how we can do this and how honestly we've all been misled all this time thinking that the seller are paying the agent's fees, because I show like everything comes out of escrow. You don't get paid from escrow, and then I've got my hand out again for you to pay me. You're not going to write me a check. So this has already been baked in. So this is nothing that's going to negatively impact you. And this is, I talk about the benefits, like I said, toward the buyers, where they don't have to come up with the fee to pay their agent upfront on top of they just bought a house. This is a way to bake it in. And I also prep them, like you were mentioning, for the sticker shock of like, you want me to list it how low? That's too low. I can't make it work. This is what you were going to get anyway. I'm like, look at all these numbers. Look at 94% of that. Just put that in your head. All those numbers you see, like those sellers were never receiving 100% of that. They were getting this much right off the top. So start tweaking their vision that way. And then, explain to them, like you said, you don't have to take, even though we're opening it up at this low bid amount, you're not obligated to the amount. This is the bait to get as many people in the door to start fighting amongst themselves and naturally, organically drive the price up. And even if it goes up and it's still not what you want, you're not obligated to that. We can take the best one with the best terms. You can turn around and counter it to get it to what you really want. You've got that freedom. And then at the end of the day, like if you didn't like it at all, we tried 1, 2, 3 bidding periods. It's just for some reason it doesn't feel right to you. We can just go traditional. You're in complete control the whole time. And they really like, oh, no one's forcing me to do anything. I don't have to take this number. I don't have to take this high number, this low number. Like it really puts them at ease. And my listing that I've got going right now, this is the first time they've sold a house. They're obsessed with that. I don't want to take that number. And I'm like, I don't want you to take that number either. Well, can you write an addendum that says that? I'm like, well, it's in the verbiage of the contract. I know, but can you put in the, sure. If that gives you the warm and fuzzies, I will put that in an addendum. And I did. Like, you're not obligated to take this price. You have the right to accept, reject, or counter any offer. So that should make them whole and feel good about the whole process and sliding into the easy platform.
Yeah, I think that would be the biggest objection people would have. The biggest fear of this platform would be that they would be forced to accept an offer because they're going to be nervous about starting low. And so I think that's the most important thing to bring out.
And that's a great segue to, the example that we've been given by Robert of like, look, this is where it started well below what the market value was. They certainly didn't take that. And like, look what it organically did. It drove itself up. Like, we just got to sit back and watch and like, look at these guys arguing over this house. We're not, taking all the phone calls like, all right, agent number 3, this is what I got. Can you do better? Hey, agent number 5, can you do better? We're not doing that. They did that all themselves. It's beautiful to watch.
I feel the phone calls.
I mean, as far as the agents, if we're not using the easy platform and we're just taking offers as they come, like, all right, we got to do a multiple counter offer where the agents are like, hey, Ryan, what do you got? What's your best offer? Instead of hearing well, just give me your highest and best offer, and I tell a lot of clients too, I'm like, unfortunately, realtors, we have the opportunity to be dishonest. If another agent calls me and says, what do you got, Ryan? I got 3 offers and this is the highest one. Can you show me? No, I don't have to. Okay, well, I better, try to top that. And it's a shame because people will take advantage of that. This offers full transparency. Everyone is looking at the same thing. What's that?
Yeah. To all agents, it offers. Yeah. So the agents in a way should like it as well.
Yeah.
Because there's now no doubt, at least about price.
Well, agents will love it too, because like we all know what a bummer it is to like work really hard to put an offer together. Just the paperwork, getting 30 signatures, packaging everything. Oh, here's the offer. What? It wasn't good enough? All right, let me try it again for a 5,000 increase. How about now? No, it's just, you don't have to do that till the very end.
Well, that's actually, that could really be built in as the to talk about a listing presentation as a selling feature, because it's very important that the agent on the other side that's representing the buyer is helping that buyer to come up with the best possible offer. And when we stress out the agent and make it complicated or difficult for them, they may have the best buyer, but they may, because of their capabilities or because we're making them jump through so many hoops, perhaps they aren't going to get that best offer to us. So this is a way that offers full transparency to everybody and makes it pretty plain and simple for all. And at the same token, we don't have to discourage people. So that's the other thing, is you don't want to discourage people that perhaps can't offer that much. So you have to be able to encourage them to still make an offer, even though their offer may not be the highest.
Mhm.
And I think that now, how do you incorporate that into this so that agents know that? Because like that could have been, it might have been the all cash offer that was 20,000 less, but might be, because there's no appraisal, that might be very appealing to the seller. It might be appealing, or to me as the seller's agent, to recommend it to the seller.
Okay.
So I don't know where the price has gone. So how do you address that?
So when buyers or buyers agents submit the information, they will submit their proof of funds or their pre-approval letter along with that signed easy addendum. When they submit those to me or to the website, I get a copy, and that also should be automatically going directly to the listing agent. So you as the listing agent will know, is it a proof of funds? Is it a bank statement? Is it their fidelity? Is it wrapped up in a 401k? Is it a pre-approval? And so it's a bank loan. Is it a VA loan? Is it conventional? What kind of loan is it? You will know all of that information. So you can be able to tell your sellers.
I don't
hey,
want to discourage people from making an offer if it's not the highest offer. I guess that's what I'm saying.
That just what that will do is when I get this information, they qualifies them in order to place a bid. So they're able to now place a bid. So when those bids actually come in, then you can be telling your sellers that this bid is coming from an all cash offer, or this bid is coming from a loan.
But you're missing my point. The agents see the platform because we're driving them to the platform, right, to make the offer, so they can see. That's what we're saying. There's transparency. They can see the offers. So how do we encourage somebody to make an offer, even if they know their buyer can't top the offer that's right now showing as the highest offer?
This is what I will say, go ahead and have your bid in there. Even if you can't up your bid any higher, you can re-up your bid. That's fine, because I always remind them that the top bid is not always the winning bid. This is not an auction. This is an online bidding platform. The listing agent will talk to the top 2 or 3 bids to see which one is the best offer for the seller, because the terms make the deal, not just the numbers.
I think I'd almost have to have that in the listing, because nobody's going to spend time. Yeah, they'll just next. You can't go that high. That's my. I have to do something to make certain that all agents understand they should be making an offer if they're. Well, they've got to come to the property too. So maybe that could be at the property.
And in our supplement, Easy as 1, 2, 3, we do explain how this is the differences between an online bidding platform and an auction.
Yeah. Like I said, I don't want to discourage any offers because they may not be the highest price that they see once they get out to the platform.
Yeah, Nina, I answered that question.
Probably have something saying, don't be discouraged. If your client can't make the highest offer, please submit your offer.
I answer that question a lot, and I work in some sort of a bid for a lot of people who are in that situation.
Yeah, and I think you got to promote it, because otherwise you'll be turning away maybe a good buyer.
So we do take care of that.
Yep.
I had another question for Ryan.
Oh, while you think about that, I was going to say one more benefit to sellers is, we're setting the minimum bid price. this eliminates the lowball offers. You don't even have to be distracted by that. Like we simply won't allow it. And I've had people reach out to me on the side, like, "Oh, can I do this? Significantly lower." I'm like, "No, we've set this amount that you have to come with this much to play." So it stops the sellers from like taking that temptation of like, "Well, this is like 30 less than I really wanted. I guess I'll take it." And like we're working for the best interest of the sellers, and this protects them from those low ball offers. Like this is the absolute worst that you might see. And even if you get the bottom line, what we opened it at, you can still counter at that. You're not married to that amount that comes
Mhm.
over, but we've set the minimum to help protect you.
Oh, okay. I remember what I was going to say. I know, Sally, you showed the screenshot of where they can submit documents right there on the front
Right.
homepage.
Mm-hmm.
The other place is right there on your property, on your listing, down at the bottom, right above the red and blue boxes where it says submit documents here. Right next to that is the little paper icon.
Okay.
And that is where your easy addendum is.
Okay.
A lot of people who just submit at the top, they submit their funding information there, but then they never, oh, where's the addendum? I don't know where an addendum is.
Got
And
it.
then I walk them through there. Oh, that addendum. Even though it's in the description, a lot of people end up bypassing the actual property page. So remind people of that. Okay.
That's a good point. Thank you.
You're welcome. I've just been saying a lot of that. In fact, I've had one listing in particular down in Florida where people are just emailing me their information. I'm like, I'm not getting emails.
Directions
Not
are
quite
hard.
sure.
Welcome
What?
to our world.
They said
Oh,
directions are
believe me, I've been
hard.
living there for about 5 or 6 years now. It's like, hey,
Nobody
submit.
follows
Here,
instructions,
okay, I'll
right?
email them to you.
Question, guys. So as far as pricing, and I'm assuming it's based on the market, wherever the property is. Like, I mean, Ryan, your area is different from San Jose. I mean, I can go from San Jose to Gilroy, and I can see a difference on the amount of uh, sale or listings. It's a huge difference, and also on the pricing wise. But what I'm trying to look for is in like percentage wise. Is it best to list like 6% below or 10%, or there's no right
Min
or wrong?
Minimum, because we got to make the math right. That
Mm-hmm.
we're going to establish the market value of the home as if it were selling traditional, and then we got to back it off at least that 6% to compensate for that the buyer's premium. And then
Mm-hmm.
you really want to go further than that to cast that bigger net to get more eyes on it. So like 10 to 15% is where we're targeting. But like once you establish the market price and show the sellers, explain the science, like this is why we're pulling it back this much, because someone makes that amount, like it's going to even out. It's going to be the same as if you're doing traditional, but this helps the buyers because, like we said, they don't have to pay their
Mm-hmm.
agent up front. It's going to be baked into that purchase price.
Sure,
And
sure.
therefore, it is financeable.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it took me a while to get that the financial being financed. And I was like, how in the heck do you do that? And I
Bid plus
finally caught I saw
premium
it.
equals sales
Yeah,
price. The sales
yeah,
price is what they're financing.
that's what I saw.
Another one of my mantras.
And like I said, just drive it home, like, because sellers, they want to feel like they know exactly what's going on. Like, I know my neighbor sold their house for this much. I'm like,
Sure.
yes, they did. They did not receive that. Like, we break it up for you. Like, this is the house, and this is
Uh-huh.
what the agents got. Those two added up. That's how
Mhm.
that number came about. So it's not what you make, it's what you keep. We want to focus on the price of the house. So this is why we're going to back it up. It will uh, it will add up to the same thing. And our goal is to make it be even more for you. And this is how we do it. And then you go into the whole process.
Right, right.
All right. Well, I think I will go ahead and end this session and we'll head back to the group.
Thank you, Michelle.
All right. Thank you,
You're
guys.
very welcome.
Thank you.
Mhm.